Okay, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everybody. This is Marksman from Marksman in the UK Reviews, and today we will be reviewing Autobot Drift from the Last Night movie, and this is the deluxe class mode. So let me just move that out of the way. Ooh. And there's the box. There's Drift. There's really nice artwork of Drift. I mean, I know they've really increased the price of these, but the box art is fantastic. I mean, let me just get another one up here. You can kind of put them next to each other, and you've got some really nice artwork. You could see that on your shelf as a kind of. Let's see if that works better that way around. That works better that way around. Maybe better that way around. As a kind of long line of pictures there, if you want to go that way. Me myself, not. I'm probably going to get rid of these soon as, but it's an idea. It's something you can do. Let's get Hot Rod out of the way. There's Drifters here on the side. And the back there we have Steelbane, who I've already reviewed. Again, annoying 3D rendering of Drift. And his Mercedes. Transformers. There's some of the three of the main cast. You got Bumblebee, Optimus, and Drift. And the regular kind of warnings and things on the bottom there. So that is it. The box. And there we are. Let's get back down. There we go. So there he is. There's Drift in his Mercedes. And he's quite nice. He's got, the silver Autobot symbol, which is cool. You got a little Mercedes emblem on the front there. Obviously, this mold previously turned into a Bugatti Veyron. So I think they've done quite nicely to turn this into such a different car. I mean, okay, it might have gone better if they just gone for Drift in this car mode from the start. But it's a good attempt. It looks cool. Not great, not the best, but it does look cool. And on the bottom there you have Drift lying down. He's smiling. He's happy. It looks like the die-cast ones. Where you literally just turn them over and you've got the whole robot kind of thing there because he doesn't transform. So there he is. Now here he is with. Oh no! Oh yeah, falling down again. There he is with Hot Rod, and I like the two of them. I like the black and red they're using for these, and they've both got the silver Autobot symbol. So they look good as a team. I wish he didn't have the red on the hubcaps. I wish they went with the silver that they did with the Hot Rod, but it is what it is. But they scale quite well. I like that scale. I like the way they look together. That's pretty cool. We'll take Hot Rod away and bring out Sideswipe. So he doesn't scale as well with Sideswipe. That's driving me nuts. Sorry, that was driving me nuts. Turn him out. Again, I wish they'd stuck with that size. It annoys me that they've kind of shrunk them down. I mean, you can have, I think, Dark of the Moon was where they started shrinking them down. So if you've got your first two movies, great, you can keep them, in that sort of scale. But if you've got your next kind of three, you have to be that size. And that's annoying because there are some really good pieces out the first couple of movies, and you just can't, you can't keep them in the vehicle modes together because they just don't do it. I mean, not too bad again from the side. That works for me from the side view. It's just the front view where Sideswipe is just huge compared to Drift. And it was the same with the Dreads when they brought out I think it was Crankcase of the Dreads. I mean, he was very small. Do you know what I mean? Again, on the side view, looked fine. On the front view, minuscule. And the same with the Wreckers as well. They were very, very narrow car modes. But not too bad on the side, as you can see. Let's get him out of the way. Right. And now we are going to transform him. Okay, and we're back. And there he is. There he is in his robot mode. And he does look pretty cool. I know, obviously, he's a retool of his Age of Extinction edition. But I much prefer this one. I know I have some friends that kind of, really love the blue one and like the Bugatti Veyron, and that's cool. If you like that, go with that, by all means. But I think this one, the chest piece is better, the face is better. I like the color scheme and the car mode, and I think he looks more real. The other Drift tend to look a bit more toyetic. It looked more like it was supposed to be a toy. Whereas he, looks more screen accurate, looks more like his movie incarnation. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's good. Naturally, doing things for the movie, it's a little bit more difficult. Obviously, when you're a company that's spent a long time making toys for kids, and then you have to make these more realistic designs. I think they did very well in the first couple of movies again. I think, but maybe they thought they went a bit too far. And then they went a bit too far the other way, and I think they've kind of got this now happy medium. I'm probably going to be picking up most of the Last Night toys, because I do think they look fantastic. I think they've done very well with their molds here. Much, much better than Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction, which were pretty bad, if I'm honest. As far as, the toys go, well, let's be fair, the movies weren't great. But, definitely as far as the toys go, I like to give him the gold sword from the older version as well. I think, because if you want to have that, the points going on at the back there, then he doesn't get a sword, and I'd like him to have a sword. I think he's a samurai, he needs his sword. There we are. Okay. So there he is. We'll do a quick comparison with his wave mate. Wait, oh goodness, he's a bit big, and he's down. He's down. He's fallen. He's fallen. Hang on, let me stand still, Bane, and then I will rescue Drift from the position I've put him in, which is on the deck there. Another thing with this is those swords on the back are a nightmare. I would have loved those pegs to have been smaller, a little bit narrower, so that they don't keep falling out every time you tap them. Took me so long to get it in last time, I'm not even going to bother this time. So there he is with Steelbane. Scales very well with Steelbane, a good size against Steelbane. So there we are. That's cool. Okay, so that was Steelbane, and now we have, he'll stand, we have Horrod. He's quite a bit bigger than Drift. His previous lockdown self obviously wasn't so big, was scaled a bit better. Oh, jeez, I just can't seem to get him to stand up today. He's on the sucky. Where was I? Oh yes, not sucky. So yeah, he would scale better with Lockdown. Lockdown is a much smaller transform. Let me see if I can bring Lockdown up here as well, so I can show what we mean here. So there's Lockdown. So that's obviously what Hot Rod was retooled from, and those two scale well together. Although Drift is quite a small deluxe figure in and of himself. So I think I'd still, I still prefer Hot Rod just for scale purposes. Let's get those out of the way. Let's get him out of the way. So all in all, a good action figure, a good toy. Sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to, but it's driving me nuts. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for the last bit. It's all for you, people. All for you. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, he's a nice, cool toy. Out of the whole wave, he may not be one you want to go with, particularly if you've got the Dark of the Moon Drift, because as I say, they are very similar action figures. There's not a lot difference between the two. But overall, I do prefer this one. I do think this one is much better. I picked him up from, where did I get Drift now? I think he was a Kapow toy order as well, so they still have him at Kapow Toys. He's also in Forbidden Planet. If you ever get down to the big megastore in Forbidden Planet in London, they've also got a few copies left of him there. So you might be lucky and manage to get him at his retail price. Kapow have him did have them at cheaper as well. I guess that's to balance out the postage and packaging, so you end up still paying the same amount of money you would have done. So go to either one of those to pick him up. Naturally, obviously, look down at the date of the video, so you're not going months later, because that would just be silly. Okay, well, this is Marksman in the UK, and this has been another Marksman in the UK review. Do like and subscribe my video, and I will see you soon.